boiling eggs. If you start looking on the internet how to boil eggs, you will see a whole list of things to do in order to make sure that your eggs peel cleanly and easily and the yolk is set without any gray-green outside on it. I'm excited to share with you today my tips and tricks on how to boil the perfect egg. So here I have prepared for you an array of boiled eggs at different times, from 4 minutes to 12 minutes. This is how I have found my perfect egg. I love 10-minute eggs because they're great for salads and sandwiches and things. Now you get to choose what your favorite egg time is. Let's start with the 12-minute egg. The 12-minute egg is common, perfect hard-boiled egg. It's what you need to use if you're making deviled eggs, and it should be set all the way through. 11 minutes is a little bit less set in the middle. You can see that it's like a little darker in the very center. 10, which is my go-to just because it's a little bit more custardy. 9, similar to 10, but even a little bit more yellow. Let's see what 8 looks like. Oh my goodness, look at that, yum. 7. They're only getting like better and better as we go. 6. Oh my goodness. That looks amazing. 5 minutes. And the last one, the 4-minute egg. The 4 to 6 minute time range is what you would call a soft-boiled egg. I think my favorite is the 4-minute because the white is just set, but the yolk is super runny. And then in the 7 to 9 minutes, that's somewhere between soft-boiled and hard-boiled. It's like a jammy yolk consistency. 10 to 12 is what you would call a hard-boiled or hard-cooked egg. The most important thing about this demonstration of different egg cooking times is that there is no right or wrong. It's entirely up to your preference and how you plan on using the eggs. We're gonna leave this image up for a minute so that you can choose your favorite egg times. If you follow these techniques, every single time that you cook your favorite eggs, they will turn out exactly the same. If you're looking on the internet how to boil eggs, one of the most common things that you will see is a recommendation to put your eggs raw in cold water before bringing them up to a boil. I cannot emphasize this enough. Do not do that. If you put your eggs in cold water before bringing them up to a boil, you will be bringing in too much room for error. By bringing your water to a boil first and then adding your eggs, you're cooking them at a constant 212 degrees, which is boiling point. That means that whether you like your eggs cooked at 3 minutes or 12 minutes, they will come out the same every single time. Whenever I'm gonna boil eggs, the very first thing I do is take them from the refrigerator. This is so that they have a chance to kind of come up a little bit towards room temperature so that when I drop them in boiling water, they are less likely to crack. The second thing is to turn on your water and get it boiling before you add the eggs. The water is boiling now, so it's time to add the eggs. I'm basically trying to avoid the eggs like plopping on the bottom. I'm lowering them very gently. Now, if you hear that, so I'm gonna actually turn down the heat a little bit. I wanna keep it boiling, but I don't want the eggs jumping around. All the eggs are in, and I'm gonna set a 10-minute timer because that is my favorite boiled egg. Now we'll come back in 10 minutes when these are done. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna pour off all of the hot water carefully, and then immediately start running cold water on top of the eggs. This is gonna stop the cooking of the eggs, otherwise they'll just continue to cook in their shell. After I've filled the pot with cold water, I'm gonna feel it still a little warm because my pan was hot, so I'm just gonna dump it out once, hold the eggs back with my hand, and refill it, and this will ensure that the eggs are sitting in cold water. Now, we're just gonna let that sit for about 5 minutes to make sure that the eggs have totally cooled down. I have my cooled eggs. I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna crack them. I cracked them all over the outside, top, bottom, sides. And as I crack them one at a time, I'm putting them back in the water. So the water is seeping under the cracked shell, which is gonna make it easier to peel. This is a perfect example of how the membrane, is sticking to the shell and not the egg. That's what's making it easy to peel. Now that I've peeled them, I'm gonna take them out of the water and put them in a sealed storage container to stay in my fridge. It's important to peel them when you cook them because the longer they stay in the shell in your refrigerator, the harder they become to peel over time. Hard-boiled eggs like this will last up to a week in your refrigerator. The most important points about boiling eggs, the first one is bring your water to a boil first before you put the eggs in. That gives you more control. The second is once you hit your time, your choice, your perfect cooked egg, you wanna cool it down quickly. And then the third is to peel them underwater. But the most important thing of all is that how you like your eggs is up to you. Now, with the tricks that I've taught you today, you'll make sure that you hit the perfect eggs every single time.